Hi, hello. My name is Juliana, and I'll be your anchor for today. You're welcome to IPcatchUP series. Here we interview people in the IP space, in the creative space, and also businesses. We exist to actually explore IP principles, explore monetization and how it affects the economy. Also, we try to interview people that are in the creative, innovative, and business space to see the intersection between intellectual property and this try to find the intersection between IP and those in the creative space, those in the business space, and also startups. Hi, Kiton.
Hello,
Wow, it's so
Julia.
good to see you. So I'm so excited that we finally get to have this interview after the technical issues that we had earlier.
Yeah, thanks to
Okay.
the shitty network.
Thanks for joining me. So I was trying to explain to the audience that IP series, this IP catch-up series, is like a platform where we get to interview people in the creative space, those in the tech space, those in the startup space, etc., to just understand things from their own perspectives, their own perspective. Because I was saying that as we lawyers, we actually study things from our own perspective, and we might not understand how it is for someone else in another space. And so it's good for us to even understand how things are done in your space so that we can even provide better service and understand your space better. So thanks for joining us today. I'll be
Yeah,
reading out
okay.
your profile. I'll be reading out your profile shortly. Before I read Kiton's profile, I think I met Kiton last year. Someone sent me your flyer. You were having an
Oh,
Abuja series. Was it last year? No,
it was 2 years
2019.
ago. Yeah,
Yes, 2019. You were having an Abuja party-like thing. I don't know, like you were bringing
Abuja
singers
Live.
together. Abuja
Yeah,
Live, yeah.
it's an
And
artist platform.
something you said?
An artist platform.
Yes, an artist platform. So somebody sent me your flyer, and then I checked it out, and I was like, okay, I have to be there and all that. And then we hung out like I think once or twice after then. And by the time I started this thing, I was like, it'd be very good to interview you to even get like a feel of how it is to be a talent manager, talent agent, AR, etc. So I'll be reading out your profile and then we'll just go straight into the discussion for today.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. That's
All
fine.
right, thank you. So Olakiton Raymond Akande, also known as K Gold, is the managing director of K Gold Media. He is a creative entertainment and media expert, talent manager, booking agent, A&R, and PR, who has been able to carve a niche for himself from every opportunity he had. He started working in the PR and media and entertainment industry since 2007. K Gold Media, formerly known as K Gold Entertainment, was fully registered in October 2013. During his career as a PR guy, he established himself as an all-round media and entertainment guy with basic skills as a disc jockey, filmmaker, social media guru, graphic editing, etc. He has been influential to a lot of big brands and career. He has helped to build and package different portfolios when it comes to planning and research of domestic and international promotions. He's also specialized in project management for events and various types. He is a graduate of mass communication at Bowen University, major in broadcast journalism. He is a manager of different entertainment and talent portfolios. K Gold is a manager of different entertainment and talent portfolios and carries on the business of branding, African promotion, PR, and sourcing advertising and production materials and service to ease his clients' expectation/projects. He's definitely a force to be reckoned with when it comes to music and entertainment promotion in Africa. Olakiton has participated and organized large-scale events in countries like South Africa, Benin Republic, Ghana, Tanzania, Kenya, Uganda, Kigali, Democratic Republic of Congo, Gambia, Togo, Ethiopia. This is his profile, and I'm excited to have you with us. So, so to kick off the conversation, I'll just like to know how did you get into the industry? Yes, you studied journalism and all that, but did you always know that you wanted to work with artists?
I mean, it's been part of my lifestyle, and I actually started this career going to the studio with one of my uncle who used to sing. Then was now in the US. We were close, and we used to go around during summer. We go from studio to studio. Then, of course, in Surulere, then I used to visit OJB studio. You know, when Wizkid was there as a studio rat, you know, we saw him grow in that studio, and a couple of other artists used to come over, Azador, Two Face, and Kobo. I mean, you are what you do. Let me put it that way. And anywhere you go to, one way or the other, people begin to influence you with certain things. From there, I said, okay. Then I had a friend then called J Money back in uni also too. He started singing and all. So I started pushing him, promoting him in school here and there. I know in fact, right from high school, I already knew I was going towards this line. I was always debating from in church. I'm always around these areas. In I mean, social gatherings, and, you know, family meetings when they have music, when they do things. At some point, I just money at the beginning, you know, but it's just for the love of it, you know, and so far so good. I mean, it's been good. I thank God for bringing me this far.
Yeah, I can testify that it's been good because you are always on the move, like from one country to another country, chilling, having a nice time. So, of course, it's been good. Show us the way.
No, for where? Julian, I beg you.
So I wanted to also know how how did you move from it just being a hobby to it becoming a career? Because I know that a lot of people have this talent also, but they are still in the hobby space. Or even those that are that have moved from the hobby space, they are still in that phase where it's like a sole proprietorship, like they are just like a one man band. They have not been able to bring revenue
So,
in.
so,
So
so
how
one thing a lot of people don't get right is this. They usually say your network is your net worth. You know, so I wasn't even bothered about growing the net worth. I was bothered about growing the network. You know,
okay.
that was my major concern. You know, I started growing the network, oh, meeting people, you know, from here to there, different states. Oh, I can do this, I can do that. I mean, I sold myself to a lot of people so cheap,
Okay.
you know, at the very beginning, you know, and now I think I've been able to establish myself as the to-go guy when it comes to entertainment and media in Nigeria. Let me just say for a start, you know. So, but just build your net. For me, I'll just say concentrate on building your network first. The money will come after. I mean, it's hard. It's hard because even to build the network, sometimes you need money, you know. But well, you just need to be calculative, you know how to plan yourself and structure yourself. I'm not where I want to be right now,
Okay.
you know, but I'm still growing. Let me put it that way.
Okay. Okay. So, when you work with people for free for a while, by the
Yeah,
time you're ready to charge, even if you are giving value, some will appreciate your value and they'll be ready to pay, but some
yeah,
will still want to lean on that free side. So, how were
yeah.
you able to move from that free marketing your net, trying to expand your network, to actually now getting something from it as a talent manager?
As I mean, your results will definitely sell your market. Let me put it that way. So, I mean, if you are doing something for free before, I've worked a couple of people that I worked for free, but when I began to charge, I had reference, I could lay reference on certain things and say, okay, I've done this before, and this was the result I got. Or I've done this before. Then when people begin to give good referrals, I think then you can now charge for whatever you want to charge.
Okay, okay, nice.
That's it.
Okay, so do you work with startup artists or you go for the big people? Like, what's your own business strategy like? Like right now in your practice, do you still work with people that are just coming up, or you've already moved from that stage? So you work with people who already have established practice or
Of
established
course,
craft.
of course, I work. I'm willing to work with upcoming artists or people who are just about to start their careers. But I need to see that seriousness in you. There must be a wow factor before I can say, okay, let's do this together. Even if I'm not making money off it, I should be able to say, okay, yes, this person has a good prospect, but it just needs a little bit of push. I mean, not everything is money. You might as well help people. Just little help you give people could push them into success or make them meet the right people. So, but of course, I work with lots of upcoming artists and big artists too as well. But it's easier.
Okay.
Guys, no, no, no. What have you done in the past for yourself? Have you how many studio records do you have? Have you recorded this before? Okay, let me see your portfolio. Are you sellable? If I take you to Dangote now and say, Dangote, this is my artist, what's the wow factor? Even if it's going to drop money for you, there must be something really tangible for me to sell.
Okay. So some people send me like they just send me hi on WhatsApp or they send me hi on social media and then they're like, "Oh, I'm so talented. These are my songs. Listen to it. If you listen to it, I'm sure that you'll be able to help me." So what is the regular kind of pitch that you usually receive from artists that want your help? And what is the preferred way for people to reach out to talent managers, and what's the best way for them to sell themselves to a talent manager?
I mean, show me results, show me workings. Then, I mean, I probably will get interested in you. And there are ways you can pass a message without disturbing someone or bugging someone. No matter how talented you are, there are ways you can actually just get this person to get attracted to you. Oh, first thing first. Oh, boss, I sing. Oh, these are my materials and stuff. Oh, nice one. We receive a lot of these messages every day, both in our emails, DMs, and WhatsApp. But there must be a wow factor. You must show me what I won't see in a Rema, what I won't see in a Davido, what I won't see in a Wizkid. Just be original and be different and be very talented. I mean, it will wow you that way.
Okay. What is the role of a talent manager? Let's even define terms. Who is a talent manager? First of all, then what
Now,
are the
a
roles?
talent manager is that guy that scouts for. Okay, is a talent manager is someone that scouts for artists? Yes, sells the artist. Is someone who can actually sell ice to an Eskimo. And usually most talent managers, most successful talent managers are people that have grown their network in the industry over the years. So you as an artist or a talent, you just want to leverage on that person's network, to become who you want to be. As a talent or an artist, you might not be able to reach a lot of people at the same time. But when you have a good talent manager, easily, maybe from word of mouth, from WhatsApp, from social media, the person will be able to sell you up onto other platforms. I mean, for someone like me, my greatest asset, like I would always say, and I've said here, is my network, and easily I can sell anything to anybody across Africa, selling a product or selling a talent or a portfolio to someone in maybe Ghana or in DRC, is my greatest asset, so that's basically the role of a talent manager, or maybe or an artist manager.
Okay. Who bears the cost for all this? Who bears the cost for the logistics that go on?
So now it depends on the kind of contracts you have with your talents or your clients. It could be that you bear the costs and you guys have the sharing formula at the end of the day. It might be that the talent bears the costs. Then you, as a hair, I mean, it depends on, nothing is structured or permanent.
So
I
which
mean, what works
most
for Mr. A wouldn't work for Mr. B.
okay, but which method do you usually go with? Do you go with funding or you allow the artist to fund? Which one do you do more?
Which one would I want?
Which one do you do more? Do you do like a lot of the funding or does your artist do more?
I mean, it all depends on my personal state of mind, and the it depends on my personal state of mind, and it depends on the artist himself or the clients and whatever the client wants in person. Yeah.
Mm. Okay. What's the percentage usually like for like for a talent manager? What's the percentage like? What's the sharing formula like?
I mean, it varies. It varies, to be honest, and because sometimes when you have a deal with an artist who has sponsored himself, you wouldn't expect to even take maybe 60% or and give the artist 40%. I mean, to be fair enough, this artist paid for XYZ, paid for his video, for his clothes, for his branding and everything. I mean, he's entitled to reap off what he has invested on. So it depends on what you both agree. I mean, you guys just need to sit down and agree on terms and say, okay, yes, oh, this is what I can offer, this is what I want. Nothing is permanent.
Okay, because what I'm just thinking is when you listen to some of these works or you read, what you see is that the standard percentage that they usually say that a talent manager should get should be between 10 and 15%. So
Yeah,
I'm
sure.
even surprised that you're calling up to 60. Like are there situations where a talent manager can take up to 60%?
Yes, if I'm investing almost all, why not? I'm entitled
What do you
to.
mean
I
by
mean,
investing? What do
oh,
you mean
for
by
instance,
investing?
I go to Ajegule now and pick up an artist, brush him up,
Yes.
buy him a car, get him a house, pay for his records, shoot a music video for him, introduce him to all my clients, all my artists, fly him out to different countries for shows. In fact, I'm probably entitled to even collect 80% or even 90%, because
That means you are doing
just your,
work
just your
of a
talent
talent
wouldn't, just your talent wouldn't do it for you.
wouldn't take you that far.
Yeah, it wouldn't. Only your talent
Oh,
wouldn't do it for you.
okay. So if I understand this now, but that means you've even gone beyond the job description of a talent manager. You're now doing
Exactly.
like work with a record label self inside.
Exactly. I'm already doing that. I'm even a father to the person itself.
Okay, that's the reason why you are taking the percentage for the record label and percentage for the talent manager and the percentage for everything. You are joining it together to collect.
Yeah.
Okay, okay, okay. Then I understand it. Then I understand it now. So are there situations where a talent manager can get back end royalties?
Also still depends on the contracts I signed with the artist. Yeah, so it
Okay.
also still depends on that. I mean, this is the entertainment industry where we can actually always negotiate and renegotiate. It's just greed that kills a lot of people, both artists and talent managers. I won't lie to you. If you guys can sit down and come to conclusion
Okay.
and say, oh, this is how we should do it. No, bros, now this one is too much for you now. You remember I did this. Then you guys will just, negotiate. And that's it. And you guys are going to be fine. So many people that are falling out, both record label and artists. One way or the other is either the artist is too greedy or the talent manager is too greedy. You know, you guys just need to sit
Okay.
down and there's nothing, there's no prototype to splitting of funds or maybe saying, oh, I must collect, oh, no, you must collect. It also still depends on whatever you've invested
Yes.
in the person's career.
Okay. So what's the regular or what's the standard duration like for a talent management contract? What's the duration that you usually, what's the term for?
Um, no solid term. I've had people who have managed people's careers. The artist died, so they are still tagged as the person's manager. When anything has to
Team
do with
management.
royalties and stuff, the person is still there collecting royalties. I think for Brenda Fassie in South Africa, our manager still represents her any day, anytime. When it comes to royalties and all those stuff. I've had meetings with him, had discussions with him, and he says this is how they structured it and all. So nothing is structured, nothing is permanent, to be honest. So, but
Oh,
usually
okay.
I would advise maybe like a 2 year, 1 year for a start. Then you can now increase it to 2 years or 3 years.
Okay. Okay. So what are the common legal issues that talent management managers face?
Common legal issue that talent managers face, bridging contracts. That's the first thing. Oh, you guys had an agreement already, and someone is breaching the contract. Yes, it might be from the manager's point of view. Sometimes might be right. It might be the manager that is defaulting. But that's usually the number one problem that talent manager faces. When it comes to the legal issues and stuff. But apart from that, I really doubt if they're much. Okay, then okay from performances as well too. Usually bring problems. Artists not agreeing to terms of the show promoters or show
Okay.
promoters not agreeing to terms of the artists. Sometimes the talent manager might end up taking the fall for the
Okay.
artist's error.
What's the difference between a show promoter and a talent manager?
A show
Who is a
promoter,
show
of course, promotes. Show
the
promoter,
show?
of course, promotes the show. Sometimes they invest. Sometimes they are sole investors in the organization of the show or the events. And of course, talent manager obviously, you know, handles the talent, for the events. And sometimes some show promoters juggle as talent managers as well too.
What's
Sometimes.
the difference between a talent manager, a road manager, and a stage manager? Like, can one person do all, or they're like for
And one,
different?
I mean, in this part of the world where we come from, that's when you see one person saying he wants to be the business manager, road manager, then and then also maybe the stylist and stuff. You know, all these jobs are meant to be designated to different people. But it's
Yes.
easy for you to be a business manager and also a road manager. But as a stage manager for events, you probably wouldn't be very effective when it comes to being juggling three roles together. Because you're as a stage manager, you're definitely going to be managing maybe like three or four or five talents on the same show. One, then probably going to be managing the band. If anything happens on the stage. So I mean, you can't do all together. You really can't.
Mm, okay. What is your team like? Like, do you work solo, or do you have like a team that you work with? And what's the least number that you work with? And what are their job descriptions? Like your team, do you have like a team of five, a team of three, a team of eight, and
Yeah,
what are their roles?
I have people I work with, and it also still depends on the portfolio that I'm working on at that very moment. Um, I have like an assistant who does more of my road work for me. You know, I have different people, photographers down to makeup artists and and the likes. So there are different people that work on my team. And it also still depends on the portfolio. There are people that already that in fact there are talents you manage sometimes and they make the work effortless for you. Whereby
Okay.
they come already, they already know their style, they know what to wear, they know where to go, they know how to manage their page. You don't have to, so it also still depends on the portfolio you're managing at that very moment. It also
Okay.
do,
Okay.
yeah.
So I see that you do a lot of international moves, like with your talents, like you take them to different places and all that. So how does that work? Do you reach out to those people, and then how does the immigration thing work? Like, is it easy to move people from one country to the other? And then do you have maybe legal issues sometimes? Because we heard of like there was an artist that was arrested recently in another country here. So do you have issues like that when you move artists to other places?
So, for instance, now, with what happened to that artist, everyone knows about Somali and how we got into trouble. I mean, it's none of Mali's faults, to be honest, but there were pending issues with maybe the Nigerian government or maybe the Nigerian mission house in Uganda. And I mean, it was quite unfortunate that they used Omali as a scapegoat, to deal with certain issues they had in the country. So,
Okay.
but it's usually not a problem because flying most of these artists, what we do is that we get them work permit visas, to perform in that country and to make money. So, which
Okay.
makes it easier for them. It's not we're not going to get the visiting visa, which is, I mean, international standard. If you are coming to my country to make money, you need a work permit. So that
Okay.
means you need to pay tax on XYZ. So even so, as a show promoter, or maybe as the organizer of an event, you are entitled to pay XYZ to the government, depending on the tax rate and whatever implies to that. But for Malay, I don't know. I mean, it was hard for us to get everything sorted. I was called also to make few. I mean, to contact few of my people, to try and see if we could resolve it. But at the end of the day, we thank God, he left unhurt, and
Yes.
so that's it. I will blame the show promoter, also still for not handling the situation the right way as at then.
Okay. So, another thing that I would like to know is for people who want to become talent managers, what
Yeah,
are the things they should do? So you've already talked about network, work on
yeah,
it, and all. But like, are there
yeah.
any other thing like things that they can do? Maybe like study a particular course, or should they just go for internship with another talent management company? What are the best ways to tackle this career stuff in this part?
Of course, there are talent management courses. At some point in my life, I studied personnel management. Which I think has also still helped me. Managing personnel is a set skill on its own. The ability for you to
Okay.
overlook, or the ability for you to be able to read people's mind, is a very, very, very important skill, when it comes to talent management. And the fastest way you can grow is to maybe intern with people,
Okay.
if you want to be an artist manager. I think that's the fastest way. Intern with people, I mean, be willing to learn. Don't just say because you read or you've seen. You know, you would make a lot of mistakes, being a talent manager. In fact, if you are not careful, you might just get carried away and with the lifestyle, and before you know it, time at all through your years, you've been serving people and you've not sorted your own life out. So I mean, it's a very delicate role. I mean, sometimes you need
The
to be selfish
lifestyle.
about it.
How is the lifestyle? Because you just mentioned getting carried away with the lifestyle. How is the lifestyle
Yeah.
like? Maybe tell us how the lifestyle is.
Of course, it's glamorous. Lights, flashy lights, oh, everything looking rosy. But if you are not careful, deep down within you, you might be depressed because you are not where you want to be. Yeah,
Okay.
it comes with its own disadvantage as well too. You know,
Okay.
you I mean, you would see money you can't spend. Let me put it that way. At some point, you, s- you see a lot of money, so many lifestyle, so many things. You see that you can't even touch it and you don't have access to. But if you are not contented, you
Yeah.
might be tempted to actually take wrong moves.
But is it like living in the shadow of another person?
It feels like it. It feels like it because with what I said you need to also still build your own career. If you end up building someone else's career, well, you need to also still take care of yourself. Sometimes you need to be selfish. Yes, you need to look good. You need to be healthy. You need to sleep well. But it's not as if, when your client is sleeping, you'd be awake. I mean, it's not as if when your client is sleeping, you now be awake, walking and doing everything. You need to take care of yourself too. At some point, you need to be selfish
Yes.
about it. And from this part of the world, talent management, how some people see it, I would say some talent managers are just glorified managers. You know,
They are just glorified men. Okay.
glorified PAs. Let me put it that way.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Glorified
I've heard
PAs,
that.
yeah, and which is not meant to be. As a talent manager, you are a talent manager, and
Okay.
you are nothing but that, not a PA, not a oh.
Okay.
I saw a meme one time that you see some artists, they give them, oh yeah, you my artist manager, let me hold this NSC bottle, let me hold this towel.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yes.
you are a talent manager. You went to school. You studied this. You are meant to be respected. So
Okay, so you have to set those boundaries.
Yeah, you need to at the very beginning. But there are
Okay,
times, there are times you have to make those decisions. Yeah, there are times you have to, when there's nobody to do it, you have to do it, but it's
okay,
not your role.
okay. So is it profitable? Like when you take all these artists and you move them from one place to the other and they sing, there are some of these upcoming artists that used to complain that maybe they used to invite them for shows and they go for the shows, they don't pay them and all that. So do upcoming artists, because I know that those are already established, maybe they have a way that they collect their money. But for upcoming artists, those that are not too popular, like is there a standard way to collect money for like all these shows? Do they get it before? Do they get it after? Do they get part payments? How is it done?
So usually for international shows like that, and what I've done, we receive maybe a few weeks, about 4 weeks before the show, we receive about half payments. But max you could do is 3 installments.
Okay,
And some you might get some people who are just willing to just pay upfront and just pay you full. But most
okay.
times the artist gets part payments. Upon arrival in that country, you get your full payment.
Upon arrival, before the
Yeah,
performance.
before the performance, you get your full payments, and it all depends. It also still depends on the deal you have with the promoter on the other side. Because some would even
What
tell you, okay, after ticket sales, that's when they'll be able to give you back. I mean, it's left for you to decide if you are willing to take that risk or not.
okay. What if by the time they are done with the payments, when they get to the country, let's assume that that's how they decide to pay. Maybe if something happens to the artist and the artist is maybe sick or the artist is drunk or something happens and the artist cannot make that show, what happens?
It's usually indicated in the contracts. Some contracts will say, oh, XYZ percentage. So that's why sometimes the promoter drafts his own contract, and as well, the artist also still drafts his own contract. You know, whereby you state that, oh, when in situations like this when you can't help, we won't be able to refund the full amount because payment must have been made for his styling, payment must have been made for the people coming with him, his photographer, and inconvenience fee. So if the artist falls sick sometimes, it might be a situation of, okay, we're going to return maybe like 60% back, or the remaining 30% now goes back. But yeah, I mean, it really happens. It really happens. So
Have it ever happened to you? Have you ever organized a show
yes,
or
I
gone
have.
for a show?
I have.
It's enough.
I have, and the artist missed his flight. We booked another one again. The artist missed his flight. At some point, we now had to request for and people were in the hall already waiting, to meet up with the
Oh,
artist. They were all there waiting to meet up with the artist. And by the end of the day, what did we even do? I mean, we just requested for a refund, and the artist actually refunded everything back to us.
okay.
He made a full
Okay.
refund.
Okay. For these royalty collection agencies, there are some
Yeah,
that pay for live performances and all that.
yeah.
So if you check BMI and the rest, you might see like they'll tell you to pre-register, like to put your songs, the songs you want to perform before time and all that. Do you also do that in your practice?
Yeah, we do it in our practice, but you know, I don't know. I don't know what has been working for Nigerian artists and what has made us stay this relevant. We have broken all protocols. Oh,
Hello?
we. I said, hello. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Okay. So for Nigerian artists, we have broken a lot of protocols. Oh, you're meant to sell CDs. Oh, we started selling pirated CDs. Oh, you're meant to sell your songs online. Oh no, we'll give our songs out for free. Oh no,
Yes.
for performances, we want to pay you for performance. No, we'll do free performances. and want to make our money live here and there. So I mean, not all Nigerian artists, maybe for the big artists, yes, they might do that, but for a lot of upcoming artists who are hungry to make that big blow, they don't really bother about all those things. And I think that has also still made us stronger as an entertainment nation, or as an entertainment hub for Africa. So but a lot of people here don't do that.
Okay, okay. So, what will you say about the artists that won the Grammy? Like, how will the talent manager now be feeling? How will he be feeling now? Like, does he get to enjoy from the Grammy
Def-
that's won?
definitely, I mean, they are all going to benefit from this because I would say for the next 5 years, I want to believe that Bonner and his team are going to they're going to really enjoy this. They are really going to enjoy this because so many people that have not even heard about the name Bonner would see him on the list of the winners and also still search for him. So I mean,
Okay.
and a lot of them put in so much work, down to Buki, down to his mom, down to his sister, down to, I mean, his PAs, his road managers, and everyone, and his former record label, Aristocrat. They all put heads together to do this, and I'll tell you, whatever they've earned financially should be able to go around among all of them.
Okay.
They are
Okay.
going to benefit from this.
That's nice. Okay, so let me ask like my last question, or second to the last. Is
Yeah.
there a difference between managing an artist that is signed to a record label and managing an independent artist? Like, which is easier and how is it generally?
To do what? As to stay as an independent artist or to be on a record label?
Managing, managing an artist that is under a record label and managing an artist that's independent.
I think the only advantage a record label will probably give you is financial backings, and
Okay.
uh, and also, I mean, for a record label that already has their network and templates already, it's easy for you to just jump into that record label and follow that template. And I mean, there's a structure they've had before that has worked for XYZ artists, for different artists. So it's easy for you to say, okay, I want to leverage on that platform or on that record label to get my big blow. But if the record label doesn't have the structure and all they have is just financial backing, you might as well just seek for financial assistance from people and do your thing yourself if you have the right team. So to me, if I'm looking at Grammys, for instance, now, majority of the artists who won Grammys this in a couple of weeks ago, are all independent artists. Either own their
Oh,
own record label or they're just standing in as an artist.
okay.
Majority of them had no record label. So people are beginning to see that it's easier for us to even do it. What's the thing that our record label is doing that we can't do? So that's how. I mean, but for me, I would rather just say I'll work with an independent artist than working with an artist that is signed under a record label. You know,
Oh, okay. Do you work with oral contracts or you work with written contracts?
of course, written contracts. Anything oral, maybe it's just as if I'm just helping you. To be honest, not the mean. It doesn't mean maybe a bit. I mean, it doesn't mean we have a very very solid contract. If it's oral, trust me, it's help. I put it as such. If it's oral, but I rather prefer to work with you with a written contract and with a time frame and say, okay, this contract works from so date to so date.
And this is the sharing formula. As a daddy, father figure concern?
Yeah, I mean, because signing an artist is like you having a child, though, to be honest.
Okay.
They come to meet you. Uh, okay, there's no shoe. The stylist, you will be the one to call the stylist. Okay, you start negotiating. Okay, let me do it for this price now. This one, that one. God will now help you. You should now be a female artist. You're going to spend more. From
Okay.
makeup to hair to dress to shoes, the nails, and
Yeah.
all.
Yeah. Okay. So I think I'm done with my questions and all that, and I've been
Yeah.
able to like get like a picture of how the talent management space is and how it intersects with law and just like the whole beauty of it and all that. So if you were to do any other thing aside this, what should you be doing? Or is this it for you?
Aside entertainment or aside being a talent manager and a promoter,
Aside entertainment.
I'll probably be into proper business or construction. Yeah,
Nice.
I'll probably be a businessman or I'll be into construction of houses.
Okay. So please just give us like your final words to people that will be watching, maybe like the artists that might want to reach out to you. What's the best way for them to reach out to you? Or people that also want to be talent managers, A&R, talent agents, etc. What's the best way to reach out to you? Or just those that might just like your vibe and want to connect to you.
Best way to reach out to me, probably send me an email, attaching maybe your video, your song, or whatever it is, break it down in the email and send it to kgoldmedia@gmail.com, or maybe getting my number on my page, put in the phone call through, and my advice to them, if you are persistent, you will get it. That's just the number one thing. And being persistent also means you improving your crafts. If you begin to do one thing over and over and over again, even if you didn't get it the very first time, you continue to get better till you get what you want. You use till people see you, and till you get that breakthrough. I
Okay. Do
mean,
you have a
nothing beats hard work. Do I have a what?
do you have a lawyer?
Yes, of course. I have lawyers.
Lawyer, okay, it's true. I think you told me that your younger sister is a lawyer.
Yes, yes, I have lawyers. My younger sister is a lawyer. My friend Laulu that we started the career together with is a
It's
lawyer.
also
And
a
of
lawyer.
course, my one and only IP lawyer,
I
Julian,
hear.
you're always there for me. Yeah, you're always there for me.
Okay, okay. So thank you so much for coming. I've actually learned a lot,
Yeah.
and I know that a lot of people that would listen to this video too would learn a lot of things from it. And I always go through your page, I see the things that
Yeah.
you post, and I see that being a talent manager is doesn't have to be like a suffering kind of thing.
No,
Like
no, no,
what you
at all.
resistant and everything, and you have to try to build your network before you try to
Yeah, exactly.
build what's yes.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
I think it also applies to like general life and to every other person. Like just try to build relationships, and those relationships can then lead to something else. Thank you so much for taking the time
Yes,
to
so
allow me
I
to
appreciate it.
participate.
We look forward to seeing you real soon.
Well, invite me and you see me.
Okay.
Just give me the word.
No
Just give me
problem.
the word. Yeah.
No, no
Whenever
problem. We'll definitely work on it.
you
You said, you
or
said?
you. So are you in Abuja or you're in Lagos? Like, where's your base?
I just got back to Abuja yesterday, but I'm back I'm going to Lagos again on Monday to come back on Wednesday.
Okay, so you're on the move anyway. So
Always, always,
thanks.
always on the move.
Remember us in your paradise.
Yes, ma.
All right, thank you. Have a lovely day.
Yes, you too. Thank you very much. All right.
Thanks. Take care.
Okay. All right. Bye.
Bye. Thank you so much for joining us, everyone. To watch subsequent or previous episodes, go to Gypsy. You can check us out on Instagram, on Facebook, or you can go to our YouTube channel and you can watch all our videos and just understand IP and the different communities that intersect with IP. Our guest for today was Kiton. He is a talent management and AR guy and a talent agent. He works with artists from not just Nigeria, different countries, and he's good at what he does. So if you are an artist or you're someone who wants to go into that space, feel free to reach out to him, and I'm sure he'll be able to guide you appropriately. Thank you. My name is Juliana Imam. I'm a legal practitioner. I specialize in intellectual property and entertainment law. And I'd also like to hear from you when you have the time to send a message. Feel free to like, share, put a comment down, and then also subscribe. Take care and have a lovely day. Bye.